Suella Braverman is plumbing levels of stupidity and absurdity when today she claims that Jenrick cannot possibly be one of the right wing of the party, that he's actually a centrist Rishi supporter from the left of the Conservative Party. It's part of a broader inner party struggle for ideological dominance. And despite Braverman's accusations, Jenrick has actually made several statements that align him absolutely with the right wing of the Conservative Party, not least his decision to remove the murals in the detention centre that were the Disney murals in the detention centre that were designed to keep children happy. And his connection alone to Tufton Street is enough to demonstrate his credentials as a person from the right wing of the Conservative Party, and this desperation by Suella Braverman to cling on despite reality. If she's lying now, then, that surely demonstrates that she lied about so many other things, because deceit is built into her character. Here we've got it, exposed. Let's think of 5 things that identify Jenrick as Tufton Street right wing. 1, the immigration, the decision to target migrants, the plan to send migrants to Rwanda didn't go far enough, he said. This stance indicates exactly a hardline approach to immigration, aligning with the right-wing side of his party. The critique of high taxes. He blames high taxes for the Conservative Party's loss in the election, and advocating lower taxes, a Liz Truss-style common right-wing economic position. His insistence in a BBC interview with Laura Koensberg that he said the failure to cut migration as a central reason for the election defeat. This is a right-wing trope. This is a right-wing tray to blame somebody else, to blame something else, emphasizing a stricter immigration policy. His desire for public service reforms. He points to a broken public service as a significant issue, reflecting, again, a typical right-wing view that often calls for reform and efficiency improvements in public sector operations. His association with Tufton Street, I think, is demonstrated quite clearly. The home of the influential right-wing think tanks, like the Taxpayers Alliance, the Institute of Economic Affairs, and practically the bed of Suella Braverman, from which she emerged, crawling like some sort of supine worm. And but enough of the vermiculous potential of Suella Braverman. This is about Robert Jenrick, and Suella Braverman's comments reflect the ongoing leadership contest within the Conservative Party following Rishi Sunak's resignation. Both she and Braverman are among the contenders, with Braverman positioning, there's probably about 8, with Braverman positioning herself as a staunch right-wing, waving the banner of extreme right-wing solidarity. Her remarks about Jenrick aim to discredit him among the other right-wing party base, portraying him as insufficiently conservative, insufficiently hardline, insufficiently backboned. But Suella Braverman, her criticism at the National Conservative Conference in Washington, for example, underscores her commitment to right-wing agenda, criticising liberal conservatives for the party's failures. Long ago, she doesn't want party unity. She could not possibly unite the party. She wants division. Her entire ideology is divide and rule, division and control. She advocates for policies such as repealing the Human Rights Act, promoting traditional cultural values, contrasting with what she perceives as Jenrick's lily-livered regret. And in conclusion, her attempts to paint Jenrick as a centrist or as a left-wing conservative, his statements, his associations suggest quite the opposite. She is completely Completely absurd. She talks about the phenomenon of reform as an essential threat to the Conservative Party, but leaks stories that she's thinking seriously of joining them. She adds, is entirely preferable and could have been avoided, the threat, but only by union with reform. It's she is the existential threat, not reform. She. And it's just lots of conversation with colleagues, flattered by positive feedback. There is no positive feedback to Suella Braverman. Suella Braverman provides her own positive feedback, like some sort of electrical fault. She and I wish you were right that Jenrick were a big kind of centrist Rishi supporter. I remember him talking about leaving the ECHR a year ago, and him looking. I remember talking to him about leaving the ECHR a year ago, and him looking horrified by that prospect. It's really good that he's moving in a different direction. Oh goodness, yes. As I said earlier, Jenrick is somebody who now regrets his attack on the posters in the detention centre. But there's no hiding the fact he was there with the right of the party, baying them on like some sort of demented sheep or a truncated cabbage. But is he the best of the bunch? He may well be. He may well be, and I think he should wear it as a badge of honour that Suella Braverman doesn't think he's one of hers. Great. I would wear that as a badge of honour. I would practically pin it not only to my lapels, but every single flapping bit of my clothing.